Welcome to the Industrial Kingdom podcast, where expertise meets opportunity, exploring real industrial projects, smart investments, and the future of manufacturing and agribusiness across the MENAT region and beyond.
Hi, welcome back to the Industrial Kingdom podcast. I am Valerie Zakka, your host, and today we have a very special guest, Mr. Rayan Haydar. Welcome, Rayan.
Thank you, Valerie.
Rayan is an agriculture engineer with expertise in supply chain and agribusiness development, and you are very active. So we are very excited to hear about your activities and what you are doing in Lebanon and in the area.
Thank you for having me. It's always a pleasure to discuss the challenges in the agribusiness sector and eventually how to take it forward. Much appreciated.
So to start, please, can you tell us a bit about yourself and your path and how you got here?
Well, first of all, I'm an agriculture engineer, currently pursuing my PhD and a doctorate in business administration, specifically focused on value chain.
Mm-hmm.
I do teach supply chain in cooperation with Sabre Middle East for professionals. And for the past 21 years, I was an expat working all across GCC and then Europe, Middle East and Africa, whether East Africa or Central Africa. My main focus was on supply chain production and business, specifically developing the whole end-to-end solution for supply chain for companies, for the franchisee of Dairy Queen, which is it's a subsidiary of Berkshire Hathaway, where I spent half of my career, more than 10 years with them.
Wow.
All across, which is focused on the quick service restaurant business. And I do product development with them in addition to supply chain. The past 2 years, I started to focus more on working from Lebanon to outside, specifically through my consultancy company where we do supply chain, specifically support companies in restructuring in business, building warehouse and operation end-to-end solution, and on agriculture. The most important part is that I'm a third-generation farmer.
Okay.
We've been in the agriculture business for more than 100 years.
That's, I think, so important when you come from a family of farmers or people with land. I think you have a much deeper understanding of what's needed, what are the challenges. And
yes,
like
it's been really quite a challenge. I remember when I started my career in the early period, and I was working in the agriculture sector, specifically with the family business. It was always a challenge, securing the funds, creating the development, pushing people to work together, changing their habit when it comes to the traditional way of doing agriculture.
Maybe that's a big thing, no? Modernizing.
Yes, it is very much a big thing. And unfortunately, people are very much resilient to change. And then I got the opportunity to go to Saudi Arabia, and it was a good opportunity, so I couldn't refuse it.
Like you.
You have to build your career and build your life.
But you came back.
Yeah.
And to agriculture too.
Yes, to agriculture.
And you tried to escape, kind of, or maybe build on something else, and now you came back and you are giving what you learned to this sector.
Yes, actually, that's very true. Although I still do a lot of consultancy outside Lebanon, my focus now is, first of all, to have the fourth generation lead the agribusiness in Lebanon, specifically in our farm.
You have your children working?
No, it is my cousin's daughter. Now she's leading the operation. And to support her so that she can actually take over 100%. And at the same time, work on agroecology and a sustainable agriculture approach to Lebanon. That is why I work very closely with the Environmental Sustainable Development Unit at the Faculty of Agriculture and Food Science.
ESDU?
ESDU.
At AUB.
At AUB, where I am an advisor. And at the same time, I am member of the advisory board of Ardi Ardak.
You will tell us about Ardi Ardak.
Yes. So Ardi Ardak, مثل ما بتعرفي, means your land is my land.
Yeah.
And how it started. Actually, بلشت الفكرة بين ال ESDU و Lebanese League of Women in Business. At the time where Asma Zain was the president تبع ال LWB.
Yes.
And it was during the 2019 crisis where the financial crisis did not allow people to have any access to funds, followed by the 2020 explosion. So what happened, ESDU and LLWB, they've created the Ardi Ardak initiative and started supporting farmers with distribution of seeds and products to help them sustain and maintain their work. And then this initiative turned into a actual company with a focus, with a social enterprise focus.
What is its mission, Ardi Ardak's mission?
Eventually, we did launch it in April 2025, officially with the Minister of Agriculture support.
It was a high-profile event.
Yes, it was. So the idea was to create, to focus on three main pillars. One of them is a private equity funds to develop the agriculture sector. Let's go back and talk a bit about the challenges in the agriculture sector to understand where we're going with Ardi Ardak.
So tell us about the challenges in agriculture that I think have led us, right, to these initiatives.
Exactly. I cannot take the whole credit because we have the Dr. Shadi Hamadi from the director of the ESDU with the team, and Asma Zain, who is the CEO of Ardi Ardak, who is supporting us in all these activities and work. So, agriculture for the last 3 decades, agriculture in Lebanon has been in a down spiral. There is a great deal of efforts done by the new minister, Dr. Nizar Hani, to support the work with the initiative of a more sustainable agriculture. But it's a long way to go because, we have reduction in land production.
Yes.
This has been seen. The age of farmers has grown to the average now.
I mean, they're getting older?
Yes. Today, not only in Lebanon, worldwide. The average age beyond 56, 58 years old, in Lebanon. And the second generation, they don't want to continue working.
Yeah.
In addition, land ownership is shrinking. It's being divided by the children. Well, there is no law and regulation that allows you to maintain it.
Yes.
اليوم the average ownership is around 8 dunums or around 8,000 square meter. We're talking about the standard. Of course, there are farmers who have thousands of hectares. But in average, this is the land ownership in Lebanon. So we have food security, challenges in the agribusiness. We have water pollution. 50% of your water is polluted.
Wow.
These are actual figures. 50%. At the same time, we're one of the highest countries in the world. They apply pesticides and fertilizers in turn to their land. This is non-sustainable. At the time, you are surrounded by countries who are really large producers of agriculture. So you have to look at a way to change your approach. And this was the idea behind Ardi Ardak initiative.
Interesting.
How to make the change. So
how to find a niche or maybe an asset, to be an asset.
Exactly. How to make the approach and change how you do your agriculture. Okay. Today, you cannot compete with Syria and Turkey. So you need to look at new crops that are competitive. You need to look at agroecology as a solution. You need food security. Well, agroecology is a multi-phased operation where you start focusing on sustainable agriculture while reducing pesticide residues, focusing on a more integrated pest management approach.
How do you do such a change? It is a big undertaking. It's quite ambitious. Like you presented it, I see the challenges are multifaceted and the land, like farmers are fragmented. Then to bring about these changes.
So how do we look at the solution? Specifically, one of the things that you need to do is lead by example. And this is how we started. So first of all, with the support of the ESDU and Ardi Ardak, specifically Asma and her team, we were able to create a kind of a live lab where we are in the farm, in my farm, where we are actually developing agroecology.
It is your farm?
Yes, the family farm. So what we are doing, we are doing what we call الزراعة البينية, which is one of the facets of the agroecology. Agroecology covers intercropping أو الزراعة البينية. It covers chicken with the production of trees, agroforestry to improve the multi-sources of income to the farmer. So what we did, we took specifically 8,000 square meter from the land, and we did an intercropping initiative where we are using eco-friendly product. We are trying to integrate smart technology in terms of proper testing of the land, focusing on composting and manure instead of synthetic NPKs, using product that has zero pesticide residues. And we have excellent sources in Lebanon where they are producing these products.
Yes,
we have.
Producing a lot.
Yes, Agritech is one of them. And we're looking at creating a multi-income source for the farmer. Specifically, in this plot, we have new trees planted. Until they are into production, the farmer needs to have an income. So the idea is to plant aromatics and vegetables, and then go and do the processing of these aromatics and vegetables to ensure a higher income. And this is what we did. So we planted za'atar, and then we dried the za'atar, and we ended up packing the za'atar and selling it. Of course, everything is tested for pesticide residues, we do a full assessment of the product. We use only certified sources. And then we did the same for the vegetables. We plant tomato, we dry the tomato in the dryers. We plant eggplants, we do makdous, whether chopped or whole. And we pack these products and we sell in a competitive price to show the farmer that you can have an excellent production without using pesticides and create an income for you.
This is great, but are you also would you be supporting the sales part? Once we produce these, it's hard to sell them.
Yes.
So it probably also, they will be sold at a premium price because of the practices that are more costly, maybe in terms of care and eco-friendly products and natural products, no? Would this be for export or would this be for local market or both?
Well, actually, our focus is to create an export market that is competitive from slow agriculture, slow processing agriculture. Now, why this idea? Today, Ardi Ardak is built on multi-objectives to support the farmers. But at the same time, it's a company that needs to generate income so that it can subsidize. So the idea, first of all, is to bring landowners with investors to develop agriculture on the scalability and do a 360-degree projects where we can trace the product from the farm to the fork. And we're building on a digital farm management platform, which is Agrivi. Agrivi has been incorporated as one of the leading digital platforms worldwide, where you can trace your product from the farm through a QR code. You will know how it was sprayed, where it was harvested from, what are the pesticides used. So you will give the security to the consumer, this product is safe to use. So we are working on the consortium between farmers. We are working on contract farming. That is, we go to the small farmers, we ask them to plant the specific crops, and then we help pre-finance these specific crops so that they can process the product.
How do you choose the crops? Depends on the farmer, the region, and the season?
Yes, it depends on the season. It depends on the market, whatever we can help. Now, our focus is also on looking at new production. Today, many landowners that are outside Lebanon, they're keeping their land without production. At the time, land farming has reduced, with the exception of very few successful initiatives in Lebanon. Most of the farmers, they do not have the means. So if we can secure...
To do something new, you mean?
Exactly. New varieties, where we can support technically, and then they plant the crops. We help them produce good quality product. We pack these products and we create the markets for them through export.
With Ardi Ardak.
With Ardi Ardak and the ESDU technical part.
Yeah.
Because we need the technical team of ESDU to support these initiatives as the backups. And we're trying also to do a community engagement that is teaching people how to do urban agriculture. We work with NGOs to develop lands that are for local communities to benefit from. So it's a multifaceted operation. But our main focus is on farm development, creating farm development based on sustainable and agroecology to optimize on income of the farmer.
Yeah. Do you have specific crops or varieties that you see are trends or that you are focusing on?
Today, our focus is looking at varieties that can be exported because we need to create a parallel line outside the local market where there is a kind of a monopoly and it's very difficult for you to get the price.
Yes.
So we're looking at new varieties of apples, not saying that the local varieties are not good. Of course, they are good. But at the same time, producing, for example, Royal Gala, it has a very good price of apples. Producing the Pink Lady, this is also a new variety. It is highly demanded in Europe, where we can have export to Africa and Europe. But also teaching farmers how to reduce pesticide use and then eventually grade and pack the product, because there is always a demand for good quality product where it will have added value. And then instead of discarding the smaller variety, we will keep to process apple cider to do added value product. And this is why we did some trials on apple cider vinegar with Ardi Ardak. We did some trials on olive oil production. Of course, they have the support because they have a live lab. But this, we want to show the example so that people are actually convinced that this is the way forward.
Can someone be on board for a part of this, not all of it, or does it have to? For example, let's say a landowner found out about this and they are interested. Do they have to do the whole thing with the production, or can you guide them just about planting a new variety?
Yes, we can do a 3-level support. One will be land assessment, complete land assessment and recommendation. 2, land assessment and land management. 3, complete management of the land, end-to-end solution.
Okay.
So these are the 3 pillars that we can support with.
Yeah. And they do have to... you advise them to also do the processing and that, or not necessarily?
It depends on the scalability. So today, when we look at our focus on processing will be more on smaller farmers.
Yes.
Larger farmers, it's going to be more new varieties, new production, new approach to export, creating a well-oiled machine يعني that can be traced using smart agriculture, reducing pesticides and synthetic fertilizers. لأنه today with regenerative agriculture, you can easily do these activities. For example, instead of using nitrogen, you can plant veg, and then turn it. It helps in fixing the nitrogen in the soil and improving the structure of the soil. Instead of using synthetic fertilizer, you can increase the use of compost and manure.
Yeah.
Treated manure,
Sir, it's
not
more...
because we want a treated, heat treated.
Yes, actually,
of course, compost.
But once we are talking now, and it seems like there are kind of small changes that can make big impact. But
Exactly.
I guess what's needed is the awareness, or maybe the knowledge sharing also, like people, how to do this. Is this really possible?
Yes, actually, this is one of the key activities that the ESDU is doing by training people on agroecology, working side by side with different entities, not only Ardi Ardak, but also GNFF, George Nabat Frame Foundation, on agroecology, on sustainable agriculture with farmers, doing training all across Bekaa and Mount Lebanon. When suitable, it's going to be done in the south, depending on the security issues. But yes, we are all very much involved in creating a consortium to help grow, and each in its specific role. So we will bring the farmers with the land, we will bring the investors, private equity investors that looking at diversifying their investment. And we will bring the industry people who have the experience in setting up small processing plants, developing packing units and all the stuff, and create multi-cluster projects where you can do agrotourism, you can do agro-industry, you can do small production of ruminants, small production of poultry, all to increase the income from the land.
Amazing.
Of course, yes, not all lands will be suitable for everything, but the idea is multi-income generation, which is part of the agroecology, and reduction of pesticide and fertilizer using smart technology, where you can immediately monitor what the soil needs.
I like that a lot. And I like that you are focusing on a traceability component, which also will increase the competitiveness and acceptance to export markets, I guess.
Exactly.
Will speed things up or open things up for us.
Exactly, Valerie. One of the key problems that we are facing is that there is no trust in our product for export because, unfortunately,
as we've seen in Saudi Arabia.
Yeah. Regardless of the geopolitical issues, I would say the most important thing is to have a strict audit on what we export.
Exactly.
And this is possible. Yani, it's not a big deal. We can assign a quality assurance company to do random testing of the product before dispatch to ensure that we're sending product. But when you have a traceability at the back end with the QR code,
yes,
nobody has it. Today, you would know from the, for example, you buy a pack of tomatoes. You would look at the QR code, you scan it, you will know that, well, these tomatoes were harvested from, for example, Bekaa, Central Bekaa, or wherever.
As a consumer,
from X farm on this date.
Yeah.
This is the application of pesticides that was done on this project. These are the certificates related to pesticide residues, specifically from just scanning your QR code.
That will help
the
importer, even before the client, the end user.
Exactly.
The importing companies that are looking to establish business with Lebanon
definitely
will feel more maybe secure in...
Well, it depends on the regulation. Yeah. Today, if you want to export, each exporting company will require a set of documentation and requirements specific. Today, when you provide them with the clarity that your water is free from coliform, your soil is, your product is free from pesticides residue, high nitrate residue, you're always welcome. And you will have a competitive edge.
What do you see as the potential obstacles to adopting these practices that you are kind of preaching or?
Well, first of all, because we were able to create a kind of a live labs in Bekaa, people are able to come and see the actual work done and they start accepting the way things are. Mm-hmm. At the same time,
maybe they see the value.
They see the value. At the same time, there is always resistance. Yani, when we go to train people on agroecology, they would say, I've used a pesticide, the gallon with the blue color. They don't even know the pesticide name.
Yes, I've heard that.
يعني فاليري بس لحتى تفهمي قديش الموضوع خطر. اليوم إذا بتطلعي على سامبلز عينات تتاخد راندملي عندك ببعض المناطق 70% منها عم يطلع البستسايد ريزيديوز بقلب الخضرة والفواكه 3 أضعاف اللي مسموح وأكثر. حتى عم بيكون في هاي نايتريت وهيدا معلومات ثابتة وموجودة بالسوق. So today you can no longer accept إنك أنت to work in this approach.
Yeah.
There is resistance from farmer and it is out of us to create a seed of change through education, through training, through a consortium.
Yes. Tell us about the consortium that you are involved in developing and what is the mission, because I'm sure many of our viewers would be interested in that.
So today we are planning to launch, based on the first initiative of Ardi Ardak, we are planning to launch a consortium. This consortium will include private equity businesses, private businesses, NGOs, and active companies that are working in the industry or working in new ideas about agribusiness, agriculture. And we want to bring all these stakeholders together to develop a strong consortium and start launching a cooperative and collaborative initiative all across and show people, no, this is not a small initiative. It's a big initiative. There's a lot of people committed to this change, and ensure we can develop products that can be export worthy. We're open to the support of everyone. Yani, this is not the purpose of Ardi Ardak is not to generate money only. It is a social enterprise focused on developing the agriculture sector. لأنه we know if we don't make the change today, we're not going to be able to compete in the future. We cannot continue to plant potato.
Yes.
And then cry about it. We can continue to do contract farming and produce our requirements and needs based on the agriculture sector, on the agriculture calendar. But at the same time, we need to look at competitive variety. Look at grape, the increase in export.
Yes.
Look at avocado. Although avocado, they require a lot of water, but still it has a very competitive price. Ashta, dragon fruits, lychee that you see. We have also new varieties of apples, new varieties of table grape, wine. We have more than 80 wineries today in Lebanon. So there's a huge sector where we can coordinate to develop the production and create a more viable role. Yani.
I love that. It's a kind of, it gives us hope and energy to keep working in that sector.
Yani we have to try.
And that there are people with the right background working on that. We feel good.
صراحة فاليري دايما أنا I remember a quote بيقولوا لك society grows great when old men plant trees to the shade they know they will never sit in. Personally, يعني, the only motivation for me, whether in Ardi Ardak or at the ESDU, is to support sustainable agriculture. And يعني, I would say, whatever I put in effort, I know this change, if we are successful in incorporating, will provide a kind of a nucleus for transforming the agriculture. The good thing is that the Minister of Agriculture, Dr. Nizar Hani, is very supportive to sustainable agroecology. It is part of his approach. He is supportive to contract farming. And he has been always constantly cheering for all the initiatives.
Yes. تحياتنا لدكتور نزار معالي.
صحيح. تحياتنا لدكتور نزار.
Great. Thank you so much, Rayan. This was a very important episode, and we look forward to being part of any initiative, supporting and actively involved. If our viewers have any questions, leave us your comments in the section below or email us, and we will get back to you if you have questions about how it's working or you want to know about the model. Thank you again.
Thank you. My pleasure, Ardi.
We will be following your developments.
Yeah, hopefully working together in supporting this consortium.
Thank you.
Thank you, Valerie.
And for our viewers, remember to follow us on social media, LinkedIn, Instagram, Facebook, and make sure to look for the next episode of the Industrial Kingdom podcast. Thank you.